Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for July 2022. We're going to jump right in here, Cancer, and we are going to see what is going on for you in July. I'm using a mixture of the Good Tarot, the Mystical Shaman Oracle, or whatever it's called, and one other deck that I can't remember the name of. I'll put it down below. But let's see. I don't have any Oracle decks with me, and I have COVID, so I can't go into my office right now. But we're gonna make it work with what we got here. The Seven of Swords did come up in reverse. I don't read reversals. We will keep it in mind, but you start off here with the Spirit of the River. It says movement towards adventure on it, and I'm pretty sure some of your readings more recently have been like about moving towards an adventure. I kind of get this feeling of needing to see like how you can make something work. The way that you're looking at an adventure, I feel like it's like, it's not that it won't work. I feel like it will work. I feel this reading is saying you need to make it work. It's like the way that you are thinking about maybe going on some sort of adventure. I just think the outcome is going to be much more different than you expect, but at the same time, I feel it's going to be kind of very good for you. Obviously, it's going to lead to some good things. I also feel that there is a way, I kind of feel the words, there is a way to make it work. That's what's popping into my head. It's like sometimes I think we, maybe want to start a business, and we're like, oh, I need a bunch of money. But we actually don't. Maybe we can do it another way. Maybe there's a different way we could approach it. Same thing in love. It's like maybe you think like love has to go a certain way, but maybe it actually doesn't. And I feel that's what this reading is kind of trying to get at. You start off with the Three of Swords, Nine of Swords. They came out together. The Magician and the Queen of Cups. I would definitely be careful of like trickster, type energy here. You have the Three of Swords, Nine of Swords. You have the Magician, like I said, and the Seven of Swords. And you have the Three of Swords. And the Page of Swords and the Devil showing up here. So I would say if you're dealing with anyone who is tricky, or if you get like a weird, tricky feeling, I keep telling people, we have Neptune and Pisces until like 2025. And I keep encouraging people to, trust your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it's not. Plain and simple. Neptune and Pisces is, tricky energy. To me, it is deception. I said this like over 2 years ago now, so like 3 years ago, I was talking about how Neptune and Pisces will probably we'll probably see a lot of truth coming out because of it, but, the truth won't be coming out until like 2025. And, that's when we'll learn the truth of things. But on a personal level, I would be very careful of like anyone who seems too good to be true. If someone's trying to sell you something, if someone's telling you you need to spend a bunch of money on something, I would say, get a second opinion. Don't just take someone's word for anything right now, because again, there's too much deception. I would say I would also watch your health with this energy. Again, I got like super COVID or something, and so like I've been out of it for like 2 weeks, and it's crazy. So I would definitely take care of yourself. I would do things that to make sure you take care of yourself with that card. The Magician, he's pointing down to the Queen of Pentacles right here, and I always take into account what the Magician is pointing to. So he's pointing to that Queen of Pentacles. I feel like he is like trying to say that there is a way for you to be resourceful. The Queen of Pentacles is my card of resourcefulness. She might not necessarily like have the money to do something, but she kind of finds a way to do it regardless. She might have some things in her attic that she could sell to get money to do something she wants to do. She might have a certain hidden talent, gift, skill, or ability that she can make money with. Like, she might have a skill and that is that she can monetize, that she can turn into money, right? So I feel like the Magician is asking you to pay attention to all those things, to pay attention to maybe some of the things that you don't normally pay attention to, right? The things that could make you very successful. I also feel that your focus is super important. He has these like flowers right here. The Magician, the flowers represent the fact that like he understands that his focus is super important. He understands that he needs to focus on high vibrational things to be able to attract what he wants in his life: money, success, abundance, like all that other good stuff. So I really feel that's what you need to do here with this card. Next, you show up here, Queen of Cups. It's kind of interesting. I have this energy of kind of just like one last look, you know? What I mean by that is it's like, I don't know if you've ever been like going through a breakup and you're just like, can we just pretend it's normal for one more day or something like that? I don't know why that's popping into my head. I feel like that's a movie or something, but, you know, I feel like you're kind of taking one last look at something in your life before you kind of completely cut it out. And that's really what I see here is like a new beginning. You have this Moon Maiden card at the end, and it says New Beginnings on it. But I see this is your past position. If you don't know, I basically do past, present, future. And I see like one last look, and then it's like, boom, right here, Six of Wands. You're going on an adventure, like that first card says. You're kind of moving towards bigger and better things with this card. I also feel like there's a lot of attention coming in for you with this card. I would actually say if the haters are coming out of the woodwork right now in your life, like I would look at that and I wouldn't just don't, you know, pay attention to the haters is what I'd say. But I kind of get this feeling that that's almost like confirmation that you're moving in the right direction. I feel like if people are kind of starting to, you know, chip away at your you know, kind of ego, but you know, we're talking about a positive ego here. If people are starting to make comments about certain things, I feel like they're trying to bring you down down to their level. So I would just be careful of that here. And I would just say, you know, number one, ignore it. Number two, I would say that you're actually take it as a good thing, right? Take it as confirmation that you're actually moving in the right direction. Keep doing whatever it is that you're doing. It's definitely popping into my head. The Six of Wands, normally there is like a jealous person in the background of the Six of Wands. So, you know, again, I kind of get that energy here from your reading, that there could be some, you know, just looking around, right? Even the Page of Swords, card of immaturity, card of, you know, immature energy, right? So I kind of feel like there could be some just immature energy. I feel like the best thing you could do is ignore it because you're, again, Six of Wands, card of success. You have the Devil, the Death card, and the Queen of Pentacles here. The Devil, again, I do feel you could have some, you know, there could be like some toxic energy around you, or there could be toxic people kind of, or, you know, just around you. I would try to ignore it as much as possible with the Devil energy. I would also say that I would like balance out your health. Like I said, you know, we kind of have some weird stuff going on astrologically, so I would just watch your health. I would take care of yourself, you know, do all the things that you need to do to make sure that you stay healthy with this energy. You have the Death card, and again, what's changing is I just feel there's a new beginning coming in for you. I don't really feel, you know, anything. I feel this is something that you're embracing, this Death energy. I feel like you're ready for something new as well. There's a white rose on his banner right here. The white roses in the tarot, they can represent, is it going to focus? I'm not sure. But, you know, the white roses in the tarot represent like purity. They represent pure energy. On the Death card, it just kind of represents death and rebirth. It's kind of like the light at the end of the tunnel, or that, you know, pinprick of light in the darkness that chases the darkness away. It's kind of a symbol of hope in a lot of ways on the Death card, but I just feel you're ready for a new beginning. Next, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, I feel like you're very resourceful at this time. I do definitely get an increase in your resources. I feel a lot of abundance. There is a rabbit right here. The rabbit can represent fertility and abundance, of course. On the Queen of Pentacles, it actually represents nervous energy. It represents the fact that she's focused on the pentacle. She's not focused on the rabbit. So, you know, on the Queen of Pentacles, it really represents the fact that she is choosing her focus, which again, the Magician is pointing to the Queen of Pentacles right here. So I feel like that your focus is very important. It's like, yeah, you could worry about the recession and like all these other things that are going on. I like to remind people that it's like, you know, some of the most successful people ever have been created through recession. So it's like we need to look at it that way. The other thing is, you know, I would just say that constantly worrying about it does nothing to, you know, worry about the recession or the whatever the hell else other little games the government is playing, right? So what I would say here is I would focus on like what you can do. I think that's the best thing you can do here. But again, it looks very good. I feel like you're moving in the right direction. At the end here, you have this new beginning card. So I do feel there's like a new beginning coming in for you, obviously. We've been talking about it this whole time. I think that it's going to require just some kind of get up and go. The Queen of Wands is a card of being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want, really making things happen. So I do feel there is a need for you to kind of like charge towards your goals, wishes, dreams. I really feel like you need to get moving with this Queen of Wands energy. She, to me, represents being bold, being assertive. She kind of like sets her mind out to do something, and she really goes for it. She really makes it happen. There really isn't very much hesitation with her, and she knows also that it's kind of like her beliefs that make her successful. It's not so much her, it's not so much like the action. She understands that she needs to believe that she's going to be successful on a very deep level. And that's definitely popping into my head. Another card of, like, she's holding that sunflower, and sunflowers in the tarot represent the sun. She understands that she has to focus on the good things. She also understands, again, I think it's important to understand as well that during these times where we have like recessions and things like that going on, that it's just a period of time. I see there's a lot of like moon imagery here in your reading. There's also a lot of sun energy as well. The two pillars from the moon are right above my finger on the death card there. If it's focusing, I don't really know. But the sun is coming up between the two pillars that are on the moon. So it's kind of like there's a lot of this like cyclical energy going on in your reading here, Cancer. I feel you need to pay attention to it. Again, I do feel some of you there could be, I would just be careful of any immature energy, let's put it that way, with the Page of Swords. And you have the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords are a card of lying, cheating, stealing. It can be. I don't always read it that way. Actually, technically in the tarot, all golden cards are meant to be positive. So I really don't care what anyone says about the Seven of Swords. To me, it can be a positive card because it's a golden card. Again, the whole point of the tarot is that the golden cards are positive. He also has polka dots on his cloak. The polka dots can say, don't take things too seriously. Polka dots in the tarot, they kind of represent needing to have more fun. And this did come up in reverse, and it is interesting. To me, that could say that you need to have more fun in your life. But really, what it really says to me is that you need to look for other ways of doing things. He is stealing those swords from an army in the background. So the whole point of the Seven of Swords is that he's going to war, but in a different way. He's not just going in, chopping people's heads off here, stabbing people with swords, right? He's stealing the swords so that they can't be used in battle. And I feel like there's, again, an adventure that you want to go on, something you want to do. And I just feel there's like a different way to see it, a different way to look at it. And I feel like if you can see it, it's going to make it much more, possible for you. It reminds me of like love, for example. I think that, part of the thing is, I think part of the problem with modern day love is that, people think it has to go a certain way. But it's like maybe there's a different way that's like much more successful. And I kind of see that here, but let's clarify. With the Nine of Swords and the Three of Swords, you have the Seven of Wands. Again, I definitely got this energy with that Queen of Wands that's showing up over here. Seven of Wands is a card of like conviction. It's a card that says when you know that something is going to be successful, it will be successful. So it's a card of belief and a card of, believing that things can work a certain way or will work a certain way. So I feel like the deeper you believe that that you can do something that you want to do, the more likely it is, right? With the Magician, you have the Ten of Wands here. I don't know. Sometimes I think like, people are like, oh, just, try to be more positive, but you're sick and tired of being positive. Do you ever get that? It reminds me of like years ago. I was like stuck for 3 years in my life. And I wasn't really doing anything. And I was just like sick of people telling me to be positive, Now I tell people all the time to be positive, right? But I get it. I understand. I'm more realistic than that. I understand there are times where we just need to have, some stinking thinking, right? Where we just need to kind of maybe embrace the negative for just a minute, right? I kind of get that feeling here where you're kind of like saying to yourself like, okay, but this could be like a past situation. I feel like in the past, this happened where it's kind of like, you're like, okay, I've been positive. I've been focusing on the right things. Ten of Wands is a burden, and it's almost like it's become a burden. Let's see where this is going. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Six of Swords, moving on to calmer shores. Yeah, I feel like you're finally kind of like moving on to bigger and better things here. This is like the first sign of improvements, I would say, other than the Death card in your reading. The Death card is kind of really the first sign of that things are going to be improving in your life. But the Six of Swords also. With the Devil, you have the Fool, a new beginning. Again, he has a white rose right here. If it's going to focus, I'm not sure. But again, the white rose represents him kind of, his pure intentions. And I feel like you're moving away from toxic energy. You're moving away from anything that's controlling you with that devil energy. With the Death card, you have the Six of Pentacles. This, I would give to things that give to you at this time as well. Things that fulfill you, things that bring you joy, happiness, all that other stuff. Maybe not necessarily money, but, could be money, but it could be anything. I feel like you're creating more kind of like balance, or things are kind of balancing out in a lot of ways. People keep asking me about money. I mean, if you've been watching me for a while, like starting like 3 years ago, I told everybody that there's going to be a major change in money in general. People always ask me, like, is it going to be crypto? And I would say it could be, but, I would just, number one, pay attention. But I think that, what we're seeing is like the death of kind of our financial system, which is a little scary. But at the same time, I think that we're going to be moving towards something like much more successful, something much better in general. So, I think that's what we're going through. Could be like a little painful right now, but I think in the long run, it's going to be much better. But what I would say here is that I feel like that Six of Pentacles, the reason I'm telling you this is because I feel like some of you are like, there's like no money, but really, if you if you know where to look, I feel like there's going to be more than enough money if you like know what to do, what to look for. But we have to kind of like pay attention. I've been telling people for years, I think that we're moving to, one thing that I would be looking at doing if I were you is developing a skill if you don't already have one. It could be anything. And again, you could develop a skill just through reading books, right? So, it could be, but I would be looking at that. I really feel in the future, people are going to be more like kind of little independent contractors where it's like you're going to have a skill and, it's kind of like careers are kind of going away is what I'm getting at here. That's not 100% true, but for the most part, I don't think people are going to be going to school to be like a dentist. Will people do it? Of course, we're always going to need dentists, but it's like probably much less people are going to be doing it. And I feel like people are going to be more focused on like using a skill. So that would be a great thing to do at this time. Definitely popping into my head. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the King of Swords. Developing knowledge again. I am getting something here about like education. It did pop into my head there. So again, if you're educating yourself or if you're learning how to develop a certain skill, I feel like that could be very profitable for you, with this energy for sure. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Six of Cups. I just get like a turnaround here. Six of Cups can represent innocence, nostalgia, thinking about the past, all sorts of stuff. But to me, it can also be like a gift from the universe. And I feel the gift you are receiving is like a turnaround, improvements, or things improving in your life. I kind of like that. For sure. This deck isn't really cooperating on this table, but we'll figure it out, right, Cancer? With the Page of Swords, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, being resourceful. I would be looking for something. For some of you, I feel like you're finding money or you're receiving money that, you've been waiting for. Maybe I wouldn't really say it's unexpected, but maybe I kind of get the feeling of someone maybe paying you back. And maybe you were just like, I'm never going to see this money again. And they finally pay you back, right? So, kind of like a little bit unexpected, but also it's not like a surprise is what I'm trying to say. So I do feel like some of you could be receiving resources. For others, I feel like you could be finding money. Again, like if I were you and if you're looking for money, this gives me the vibes of kind of like finding something in your attic that you could sell. Maybe you have something in your garage that you don't know about that you could sell. I feel like there's money somewhere. It's not going to just magically appear. You're going to have to look for it, as I always say, but I feel like it's available to you. I also feel, again, that there could be opportunities to make more money, like work or business wise, but you're going to have to look for these opportunities. I've said this before in past readings. I feel like there's more money available than ever. The trick is finding it. I think the trick is also that we're being told about all these restrictions, but there's probably something that isn't restricted that you could make money at. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Lovers. I kind of feel like this is new love. I don't look at this as a love reading in general. I look at this as you having a new beginning here, and I feel like it's a very abundant new beginning, and you're gonna have to look for it. The Lovers is like being at a crossroads, right? Having a choice to make. I would pick the new path. I think during these times of restriction, again, it's very scary to make new decisions. It would be, like let's just pretend that this reading is about you leaving a job you've had for 20 years, right? But maybe there's like a better opportunity, but it's kind of scary because you're like, I've had this job for 20 years. I know I'm safe here, but if you're like moving to something else, it might seem a little crazy because it's like, you know, it's not secure, especially if you are going from something you've had for a long time to something brand new. And I kind of get that feeling here. Some of you definitely could be making like work or business changes. But again, I feel like it's all about the adventure with that Spirit of the River card. I feel like movement towards adventure is exactly the thing that's going to make you more, is going to actually make you secure, going on the adventure. As far as love is concerned, again, I do feel like some of you could be moving towards new love. But that's what I got for you here, Cancer. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.